What do you think the crypto market looks like post regulations? And then I'd also like to you share what you think the government, even the government framework, looks like post regulations.
Many people think that blockchain technology, that the most important thing is going to be in the financial sector. It's not. Blockchain technology is going to end up being the way that we get to have a voting system that we can actually prove is true. Now, the regulations designed to increase centralization of power or decentralization of power. And so when you see those giant skyscrapers in New York City, most people assume those companies are actually based in New York City. They're not. They're owned by a company in Puerto Rico. They have been for decades. I mean, heck, the IRS is incorporated in Puerto Rico.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Zach here from Puerto Rico. Zach, you are a founder of the Cryptonauts YouTube channel.
The Crazy Cryptonaut, and so it's a crypto educational channel, primarily focused around helping people learn, not necessarily go out and buy crypto, but learn what the financial system's going to look like in the future so that they don't get taken advantage of by it.
How did you get into crypto?
So I actually got into crypto back in 2016 with community management, ICO marketing, and really just started working my way up from there until in 2020 started actually founding a software and development company for managing and launching cryptocurrencies and Web3 applications. And so that I started washing the dishes.
You started your way at the bottom of the mountain and worked your way up all the way to the top. Now, because you've been in the industry since 2016, you've seen those regulations evolve to what they are to today. Many people are actually believing that regulations are a great thing because it takes out a lot of the pitfalls of within the industry, fraud, hacking, just no swim lane to abide by. What do you think the crypto market looks like post regulations? And then I'd also like to, if you share what you think the government, even the government framework, looks like post regulations.
To me, that's the important thing. Regulations are a great thing for the industry. They're going to bring traditional financial dollars in. They're going to allow for those that operate brick and mortar or who operate industries outside of blockchain to start adopting the technology, improving their businesses. And so I see that as a great thing. It really comes down to who's writing the regulations, and are the regulations designed to increase centralization of power or decentralization of power? An excellent example would actually be SAB 121.
Yes.
The SEC's really unilateral and absolutely outside of their jurisdiction move that they placed upon the industry. And it has made it to where if you are an American and you want to found a cryptocurrency, or you really just want to participate in blockchain at all, you are risking your future, and you are definitely in a legal gray area by even operating in the United States. That is extremely bad for innovation. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology are going to exponentially grow in the coming decades. By 2030, we will undoubtedly be looking at a market that is not just 1, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, but one that is probably competing with gold at 15.7 trillion. And so we're talking about allowing the United States to fall behind in an industry that's going to completely shift and alter the way that the world operates. That is not only a bad decision for our country, it's a horrible decision for the citizens.
Is that the reason why that you and your family have decided to move to Puerto Rico?
Our move to Puerto Rico was there have been a lot of the crypto developers, a lot of the crypto finance. They have moved to the island. That comes down to a matter of the regulations, laws, and the tax code on the island. It has always been a major hub for financial companies. And so when you see those giant skyscrapers in New York City, most people assume those companies are actually based in New York City. They're not. They're owned by a company in Puerto Rico. They have been for decades. I mean, heck, the IRS is incorporated in Puerto Rico. If you really want to break it down, even they don't like paying taxes.
Wow. If there's one thing that you didn't say on stage today at the Quantum Summit 2024 that you still want to get off your chest, now's the time. Or do you mind sharing a key piece of information that you did share, either or, did or did not share?
I'll go with one that actually I alluded to but didn't get an opportunity to share. And many people think that blockchain technology, that the most important thing is going to be in the financial sector. It's not. Blockchain technology is going to end up being the way that we get to have a voting system that we can actually prove is true. It's the way that as we progress into the future with technology like artificial intelligence, blockchain is going to be truth. It's going to be the defender of what is actual reality. Even now, and I regularly will do this on the channel, I will use AI to say, do all kinds of different things that look extremely realistic. They're not. And I do that to educate people on the things to be looking out for. But in the very near future, objective reality is about to become extremely subjective. And the blockchain technology is going to allow for far more than just a financial revolution. It's really going to allow for a revolution of fact, of reality, and of data and history.
Is that because there's elements or utility within blockchain, such as a governance framework or the ability to vote, the ability that it's immutable, so no third parties can change?
That immutability is what's extremely important. As we start to look towards the future and we start to look towards a system where anyone will be capable of essentially playing a prank, whether that's malicious or not, we're only going to be able to look towards provable outlets. And to me, that blockchain and the immutability is going to be the reason that we start to utilize it for everything. It's going to be our voting system. It's going to be our financial system. We'll run private blockchains just to track goods. Look at VeChain, which is just nothing more than essentially a proof of supply. Or a proof of origination blockchain. We're going to see more and more applications of blockchain technology that I think in the long run will be more important than just Bitcoin or XRP being a form of a way of me making a purchase.
Would you be willing to share maybe a few protocols that are piquing your interest? You mentioned VeChain, you mentioned Ripple, you mentioned Bitcoin. Are there any others that are providing utility that have piqued your interest?
Chainlink is an extremely important cryptocurrency that really does not get a lot of publicity. I've always joked ever since 2017, I think, is when it first launched, and I was immediately buying it, that I should be getting some type of a referral for the amount of people I've sent to that company. But what they do is they provide the bridge between off-chain and on-chain data. And so when we start to think about what the future is going to look like, where everything will be tokenized, start to imagine how important that sector is going to be. They're going to be the reason that, blockchain gambling on your fantasy football. The reason that it'll be able to work is because Chainlink will be providing the data from the NFL to the blockchain. And so the applications for it are endless. And they are extremely important when you start to talk about tokenized gold, or tokenized silver, or really tokenized anything that is real world.
Basically bringing off-chain data via potentially like an oracle and bringing it on-chain?
And the only way you gain access to it, my companies pay Chainlink every single month. And the reason that we do it is because you have to pay for the data in Chainlink. And so they've created an extremely clever system in terms of their crypto actually has value. They're a business that makes money. And in the crypto industry, there are not many businesses that make money.
Yeah, how can those in the audience learn more about the projects that you're working on?
So you can find me at Crazy Cryptonaut on YouTube, Rumble. I think I even still stream to Twitch for some reason, and also on X, of course.
Excellent. I'll be sure to copy the links in the description of this video below. Zach, safe travels, sir.
Oh, thank you so much.